Hi everyone, welcome to another Monday Musing. First, I'd like to thank everyone who participated in our week of kickoff activities last week. It was really a pleasure to read all of your submissions. If you were not able to join us on Friday, the link to the recording is in the description below, and it will also be in this week's Thoughtful Thursday. Today, I started thinking about change, which is not a new topic for us for sure, but maybe a new perspective. I started thinking about change because I was keenly aware this morning of the fact that our days are getting shorter. As you may know, we tend to get up very early, and in the summer months, the sun rises early with us. Today, though, was the first day when I really noticed the darkness outside and that it lingered for a while. What was different about that realization for me was that unlike most years when the days start getting shorter, I got really excited. See, even with the heat of the summer, I typically get sad when I realize that the daylight is shortening because I love the sun. But with all that is happening right now, I'm ready for a change. Craving it, really. It reminded me of one of my favorite books, a book that I have referenced before, I believe. It's called Mentoring, the Tao of Giving and Receiving Wisdom. In it, the authors discuss 32 virtues that they believe a good mentor exhibits. And I find that these characteristics are really good to think about whether you're in a mentoring relationship or not. One of those virtues is enthusiasm for change. And this morning when I was thinking about change, I realized that even when we are trying to have a positive outlook, our approach to change is often stated in a negative way. That it is something to cope with and overcome. We talk about dealing with change and managing change. Why don't we ever talk about embracing change? When discussing the virtue of enthusiasm for change, the authors write about change as an omnipresent phenomenon, something that moves in cycles or swings like a pendulum. They write about change as a teacher, an opportunity for transformation. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I have achieved a level of enlightenment in which I can embrace the pandemic. But the pandemic has brought with it many changes that I have focused on managing or coping with. Perhaps there are some of these changes that I can embrace, to have enthusiasm for, as opportunities for me to transform. Transform my work, my relationships, my health. Who knows what opportunities I may lose out on if my only focus is to survive these changes. This week, let's all take some time to think about all the changes that have happened since March and those that are sure to come still, and think about how we might move past coping with them and approach them with enthusiasm. What transformations might we experience if we view change as our teacher instead of our adversary? Have a great week, everyone.